The big news today is that we have selected the builder. And the builder of this building will be Steve Devlin, the head of Cape Cod Builders, who is in Alden. And his brother, who manages everything underneath, is also in Alden. So this building will be built by two Aldens here, right here, where I'm standing. Pam's going to describe it, but it's going to be 2 stories. And they connect. That's the big deal. They're going to connect. She'll tell you how. I'm delighted to be here today. I'm so happy that we've raised this much, and it's largely because of the leadership team that we put together and the fact that this is a good project. But we need everybody's help on it. So everybody, small and large, we need help doing this. And I would like to share a story because I asked a certain person to be here this morning. His name is Joe Sala. Where's Joe? There he goes. Come stand with me. Joe Sala lives in Duxbury. Right? He's not in Alden. The Aldens believe in this project, but we need everybody in Duxbury to believe in this project because it's going to enhance the community. Think of this as the cultural corner, if you will. Art museum next door. National Historic Landmark with a new living history museum here, the library, the archives, all in a row. All the education next door. And Joe, I want to appreciate your contribution to this effort very much because you're one of the leaders in the community to do it because it's kind of been in-house so far. I appreciate it. I welcome you and I'll say thank you to you and if you'd like to say something first.
Well, thank you. Being here is in this country is great. I've been to 30 third world countries, and we just don't appreciate it. Most of us don't appreciate what we have. And the other thing we're missing is history. History is too often forgotten in the classrooms, and it's nice to have this type of venue where we can remember our past. It's a great venue.
Thank you very much, and let's give him a big hand for being. We couldn't do this without Alden Kaiser. Alden, you the rock. You put out the challenge. He became our major donor. And today, we are dedicating this whole and what's to come and be put up here to you and your wife, Jenny. And it will be called the J. Alden and Virginia E. Kaiser Center for Living History.
Hey, all right.
And with that, I'd like to have you say a few words.
Okay. I'm going to have to read this, sorry. Welcome again. I am exceptionally happy that we have reached the point where the Kindred can break ground on this momentous project. I am also honored to have this important addition put in our names, and I know that if Jenny were here, she would be honored too. While I am totally behind this, I can't take credit for the push that got this going. That credit has to go to President Pauline. We have been aware of the inadequacies of the current structure for many years, but there had to be a unique set of circumstances that got the ball rolling. It did not take long for me to get behind this. The Alden Kindred has accepted the charge of preserving the story of our Pilgrim ancestors and the cultures they interacted with, and making this story accessible to the residents of our town, Duxbury, and to the thousands of visitors that come to Plymouth County each year. This addition will give us a completely ADA accessible space to do this, using the latest museum technology. It is a fitting addition to our town's only National Historic Landmark. I knew that a keystone donor would be needed to add legitimacy to this undertaking, and right at the beginning, my wife and I pledged $500,000 to the project. I am happy that others have joined me, and I thank them for their support also. But money is only a part of this. I want to thank our hardworking Capital Campaign Committee, our architect, Pam Campbell-Smith, and before her, Bill Thayer, our board, who has stayed committed throughout, and finally, our dedicated staff and volunteers. And thank you for being here today. And speaking of Pam, I believe she's up next.
Yes.
Thanks, Alden.
everybody. I'm Pam. I'm not an Alden.
You have born Alden.
But my husband was an Alden, and my daughter, I guess, is an Alden. So, what a thrill to be asked to help Bill Thayer with the design for this building. It's about 2,500 square feet. There is a program. We were very considerate of the materials that we're using because there is a historical context here with the cedar shingle roofs, but we're also using the latest in windows. So it's a mix of technologies today. I think that's it. I hope everybody comes back in a year and the building is completed and we can celebrate this with a ribbon opening at next year's reunion.
All
Thank
right.
you very much.
Yeah.
So people will come in a front door that's right about where that car is ending, right there, and everybody will come in there to a foyer. It will be open on the top because that's the way Kim said it will look bigger and be open, and it it does. And there'll be an elevator, a full-size elevator to take people up to the second floor who need it, as well as a stairway that goes this way, to get up, so it's not straight up. And people will come in there, you know, buy their tickets or whatever that's going on. And there's also one large function room will be where I'm standing, okay? When you get upstairs, that's where your tour guide will take you out that door over to the house for tours. Upstairs will also be a large space. We're not making small space, we're making large spaces that can be moved around. There'll be exhibits, especially on the second floor. Down in this particular bottom one, there's going to be a hearth, working hearth, so they can learn about how people took care of themselves and fed their families. And upstairs, when that chimney goes up, by the time it gets to the patio, it opens out to the patio. So it's got a beautiful design. It's made so that it can be moved around and create various functions for us. It's just going to be a wonderful thing. So, okay. If he can't do this, he can't go in the building. Now, I have something that's going in here.
How big is it?
One more. There you go. He's not on the construction crew. All right, we can do this. This is
I just hit an artifact.
As a matter of fact, we had 16 holes dug here to make sure that we weren't going to hurt any artifacts, and we got a lot of things out of it, but no burial ground, so we're excited. This is dirt from Dorking. Dorking. I was over there in the fall, and I brought some Duxbury sand over to them and the school kids, and now today we're putting the Dorking dirt back in.
Good. So on the count of three.
All right, come here, Russell. Help me put
She's
this
engineering
dirt.
something here, Pauline.
This is Sally. Come on over here and help us put this dirt from Dorking.
In here or on the shelf?
No, in here.
In.
In here.
There we go. Can't go all out.
See how dry that is? That's why the houses are still around there. Okay.
What do you want me to do? Oh, wait. You're going to toss that like you just dug it. Oh, yeah, this direction. Ready?
Watch out, he's going to toss the dirt.
Ready? Count of three. One, two, three.
Now you're going to forget it. The J. Alden and Virginia E. Kaiser Center for Living History. There you go.
You got it done.
All right. Will all my board members gather around?